Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. It's 6 in the morning, so it's early. The moon is still out there. You can see that, and the clouds are going by. We actually finally got some rain last night, overnight. It has been ridiculously dry. It's been very, very hot. I'm sure a lot of people are dealing with it. Now this bucket here coming off the camper was empty, and now it's about 3/4 of the way full. So not sure how much we got into the totes, but probably not a ton. It wasn't really, I mean, it was a good rain for a short period of time, but I honestly don't know. I just wanted to come over here and look at this real quick. Everything looks okay. Yeah, you see it now. I have to check this part. Stuff gets built up there, so you got to just clean that off. Stick that back in. And we'll take a look at this one. Yeah, see, there's a little buildup of stuff out of the gutters. You can see that right there. Alright, let's see. And we got some water in there. Yeah, very nice. Okay, that's a good thing. Alright, so here's what I wanted to talk. You don't understand, guys, with this whole water thing, I'm like obsessed. I am obsessed with the water thing. I know I've talked about it quite a bit, and I just, she just took off after something. I don't know what she saw, but anyway, this has been a preview, in my opinion. Okay, I want you to think about what we've been dealing with as a country with this heat over the last week, 10 days. Okay. I know that there was, I think it was over in Mecca, they were doing one of their pilgrimages, and 1,300 people died because of the heat. Okay, heat is a killer. It will definitely make a difference, and not in a good way. Not in a good way at all. So, something to think about, you know. I want you to think, so I try to do scenarios in my head, you know, with dealing with the heat that we've just dealt with. And I go, my God, could you imagine, I want you folks to imagine this, the kind of extreme heat that we had with no way to get any relief. Unless you have something underground where you can go into to cool off, where it's going to be cooler underground, where it's going to be 58 degrees. You know, that would be, here she comes. There she is. There's the baby. She's such a good dog. You're such a good girl. It's a good baby. So unless you have something underground, you can't go in. There's not going to be any power. You're going to have no air conditioning. Can't run fans. You know, how are you going to get relief? Go down, drop off in the creek. But now, we just had a period of time here. I mean, other than the rain that we just got overnight, we haven't had a tremendous amount of rain. So our creeks actually are more seasonal, and they were pretty dry. So there's no going down into the creek to cool off, because the creeks really aren't flowing, you know, when it's that dry. So, I mean, and then what are you doing as far as, again, obviously water. Water's always going to be a key factor, you know, and I've talked about that quite a bit, and I think it's really important, and that's why I continue to talk about that. But you're going to have, the summer heat is going to kill people. If you've ever had heat stroke, I've had heat stroke, folks. Overdid it out in the sun, and I suffered for a couple of days because of that one. It was not fun at all, and you don't realize it while it's happening. And I just I laid low for a couple days and tried to recover. But you know, in a true SHTF situation, you might not have that option. You know, you might not have the option to be able to kick back, relax. You know, there's other things that have to be done. So pacing yourself in the heat is going to be important. But what we just dealt with this extreme heat across the country, people need to think about that. They really, really do. This is clearing up now. The sun will be coming up here really, really soon. I think it's like Halloween. Stop. She's over here pushing on me like, hey, pet me. But again, things to think about. Always good to be prepared. Always good to be ready. Thinking ahead, planning ahead. Because we just never know, folks. We never know. So what are you going to do for relief from the heat if you can't sit in your air conditioning? It's one of the reasons why, and I've talked about this a lot through the chat, and I love Florida. Florida's a great place to visit. I would never want to be stuck in Florida in a true SHTF situation. That heat is going to kill a tremendous amount of people because there's no going underground to relieve yourself from the heat in Florida. Because there is no underground to go to. It's a very flat state. It's very low, you know. So those are things that definitely need to have food for thought, you know. And what are you going to do? What is your game plan? Things to think about, things to plan ahead for. I mean, if there's an extended long period of power outages, I mean, you look at every time there's a hurricane, you know, ice is always a huge factor, you know, potable drinking water, you know, and the Army will come in and, you know, the Red Cross and everybody else, and they'll be dropping off water and ice and stuff like that. What if nobody's coming, you know, and it's on you? So again, planning ahead, being prepared, thinking about it. But to me, dealing with this heat that we just dealt with, okay, not fun, not pleasant. We get through it. We do what we got to do, of course. But it gives you food for thought. It should be giving you food for thought. What are you going to do when it's the real deal? How are you going to handle that? What's the game plan? So those are things to think about. Grass is going to start getting cut here, hopefully today. I don't know if we're going to get any more rain today or not, but really happy to get the rain that we did get. I did not water the garden last night. I didn't get home till after dark last night, and I was gonna water, but then I saw that the forecast was that we were gonna have some rain. So I'm like, well, hey, I'll just wait, and in the morning, if it's not rain, or if it hasn't rained, then I'll water then. That was my game plan this morning. I was gonna get out here first thing and water then. I was getting eaten alive by mosquitoes last night, and I'm like, yeah, no. So, but anyway, guys, think about these things. Try to plan for these things. Stay over here, girl. Yep, stay over here. Do the best you can. Be as prepared as you possibly can be, and you're going to definitely be in better shape because of it. Folks, I'm going to jump off of here for now. Remember, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we figure that one out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. We have to stop letting them divide us. They like to use race, religion, political affiliation. It's all nonsense. None of it means anything. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, you can do it. The only one stopping you from reaching your goals is going to be you. Please be safe. Please plan ahead. Be as ready as you can be, folks. I will talk to you later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.